He should be ashamed of himself, what he's doing. Stevie said he's bull. That's what he said.
When people decided to go after Michael Jackson, they almost always ended up regretting it. He was simply not the one to mess with. Right in the middle of the legal storm surrounding him, before he was cleared of all charges, Eminem released Just Lose It, going all out mocking him in the video. But the line was truly crossed when he made light of the terrifying incident where Michael's hair caught fire during a commercial shoot. Fox eventually put the question to Michael directly.
Tell us how that hurt you and how you're feeling about it now.
I've never met Mr. Eminem, and to have him, I've always admired him, and to have him do something like that was pretty painful as an artist to another artist. He should be ashamed of himself, what he's doing. Stevie said he's bull. That's what he said.
Stevie did, and
He used the word.
He is bull.
That's what he said. I mean, I'm not saying it was Stevie said it.
Through it all, Michael managed to fire back at Eminem with complete composure. Subtle, classy, and effective.
And it was wrong of Eminem to do what he did. I've been an artist most of my life doing what I do, and I've never attacked another fellow artist. Great artists don't do that.
The story gets even better. Eminem later did a complete 180 in an MTV sit-down, speaking positively about Michael and downplaying the whole situation like it was never that deep.
Yeah, that wasn't intentional, but I'm just happy that Michael Jackson is hurting me. You know, the personal things, you know, that was not planned. It was making no personal judgment on Michael Jackson. It was not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was completely meant to be all in.
But Michael had the ultimate last laugh. He ended up acquiring Eminem's publishing catalog. Mike Tyson and Michael Jackson would eventually grow into genuine friends, but their early history was a disaster. Tyson was certain from day one that Michael was brushing him off. It all started at one of Michael's performances.
I'm with Don King, so he says, let's go see Michael. Michael's playing, he's in Cleveland. I'm behind Don, but as soon as Don King sees them and he sees Don, they go like this. And so I'm with Don, I would think I go like this and Michael put his hands down. I said, no, but I'm conscious about that because I'm insecure. No, he didn't do that to me. Everybody loves me. He didn't do that to me.
Things got even more uncomfortable when Tyson attempted to introduce himself backstage. Keep in mind, this was Tyson at the absolute peak of his power, a time when virtually no one on the planet wanted any smoke with him.
So we get backstage, and Michael's sitting over there by the door, open door, waiting for a car to come pick him up, I believe. Everybody's going nuts about me because I beat Spinks, and it was crazy back then. And I said, let me go say hi to Michael because he's getting ready to leave. And I go up to Michael, I get close. Hey, where do I know you from? Look familiar to me.
That's what you said to Michael?
That's what he said to me. Oh. You look familiar to me. Where do I know you from? I like this. I said, oh, that was beautiful, sir. I just left. Oh, man. So I did this, right? So I said, Michael Jackson, I hate this nigga. And so
Tyson carried that chip on his shoulder for years, but the moment producer Rodney Jerkins mentioned that Michael actually wanted to see him, every bit of that anger disappeared instantly. He was on the next flight out.
All those years I was mad at this, right? Rodney Jerkins, he's doing music with him, and he says, hey, Mike, man, I'm here with Mike. Why don't you just come down? I said, fuck, Mike, I don't want to hang out with no Mike. He played me. That nigga played me, Rodney. He said, no, Michael said he wants to see you. I said, you really? He mentioned my name. Mentioned my name. He said, I want to see Mike. He said, yeah. I said, okay, I'm coming. You know, when I met him at his house, then I learned to respect him. I knew he was a player.
Michael was one of the very few people bold enough to unintentionally get under Tyson's skin. But once they actually spent real time together, a genuine friendship was born, and Tyson's respect for Michael has never wavered since. Paul McCartney tells one of the best stories about how he and Michael first connected.
Phone rang, and a little voice, you know, talked to me, and I said, who's this? You know, kind of guarding my privacy, private number. I said, who's this? It's Michael. I said, Michael who? Because I thought it was, you know, a little bit sort of dodgy. But anyway, he said to Michael Jackson, he said, you want to make some hits? So I said, yeah, sure.
But that friendship eventually hit a wall, ironically because of advice Paul himself gave Michael.
He was talking to me and asking my business advice, and one of the things I said to him was, think about getting into music publishing, and then And he looked at me kind of, I thought he was joking. He said, I'm going to get yours.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I kind of thought, oh, you. But it turned out to be true.
Paul was not exaggerating. Michael went ahead and purchased the Beatles catalog outright, and the tension between the two lasted for years because of it. Paul opened up about the whole situation to Howard Stern in 2001, while Michael was still alive.
What I don't like is that I've actually written to him a couple of times.
You wrote him a couple of letters.
Wrote him a couple of letters saying, Michael, don't you think after, like, even if I was just a writer on the payroll, after 30 years of being reasonably successful for this company you now own, don't you think I could have a raise?
Yeah.
And, you know, he said, oh, well, that's just business. I said, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've never talked about it. He won't even answer my letters.
Oh my
so, you know
God.
what? If we haven't got that great a relationship.
To be clear, Michael acquired that catalog through a completely legitimate business deal. The tension eventually faded, and Paul came to accept the reality of the situation over time. Madonna has since described herself and Michael as close friends, but there was a stretch of years where the two clearly rubbed each other the wrong way. She took a subtle shot at him and Lisa Marie Presley at the VM, as that did not go unnoticed.
Well, what did you think about Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie actually turning up at the beginning? I thought it was interesting the way Lisa Marie curiously turned her mouth away from his.
Michael returned the favor with some sharp words of his own, claiming the whole thing started when he declined her invitation to go out clubbing.
Just afterwards, she wrote some mean things about the friends, and I said it's nasty. They admire you and know you're wonderful and great, but they're jealous because they wish they were in your place, wish they were in your shoes. And M is one of them. Madonna. She's not a nice. She hasn't been kind. Absolutely.
There were also whispers that part of the friction stemmed from Madonna allegedly being dismissive toward Janet Jackson, though nothing was ever confirmed publicly. Either way, Madonna has spoken warmly about Michael for years, which suggests they found their way back to a good place. The tension between Michael Jackson and Prince traces back to a James Brown concert where Michael was invited on stage. After performing, Michael personally requested that James bring Prince out as well.
Give him a big round of applause because he just insisted that I introduce Prince. He's here. Prince. Prince. Prince.
The problem: Prince was reportedly in no condition to perform that night. Once he hit the stage, things fell apart quickly. He struggled, stumbled, and at one point actually fell, which left him convinced the whole thing had been a setup. Morris Day later gave the full behind-the-scenes account on a podcast.
So Michael comes on stage, does his thing, and then Michael whispers in James Brown's ear. James goes back on the mic and says, and give it up for Michael, because he insists that I bring up Prince. And then Prince is on the shoulders of his bodyguard, and they bring him up on stage. So then Prince gets up on stage and rips the guitar in half, and then he grabs on this pole that's on the stage, and he thinks it's secure, so Prince falls into the audience. So Prince thought that he was sabotage. I brought Mike to come see me rock with Prince. Prince comes with his bass, and he walks to the section where Mike was in, and he plays the bass in Mike's face. And then after Prince left, Mike says, why was Prince playing the bass in my face? I was like, I think he wanted to, you know, show you respect. He's like, no, he's a meanie.
Despite all of it, things never escalated into a real public feud. Prince himself brushed off any talk of rivalry during an MTV interview with Chris Rock.
There was never like any rivalry between you and Mr. Jackson?
Not to me, no.
That's okay.
I'm a musician. I live for that. I live for playing and creating songs.
One of the rare moments where Michael Jackson looked genuinely ready to throw hands. A hilariously unexpected exchange with Muhammad Ali on live television.
Say, Jim, you think I could ever float like a butterfly? Bam.
Well,
Sting like a bee?
well, you got the butterfly part down, Brother Michael, and you sing real sweet to complete the cycle. But before you can sting people out of their wits, you gotta put on some meat and keep on eating your grits.
Man, you cold, man.
Then again, when you think about it, both men had moves that were simply on another level.